I don't know why this takes. All right, I know we're live, but I can't get Instagram to go. Hold on. There's always something. Let's see. Oh, there we go. It just wants to be difficult.
Hey, that's what Instagram is for.
At least we can see both of us. It's a little bit lag, but anyway. Okay, let's see. Let's give a few more seconds, a minute or so to get folks on. And they're coming on Instagram. And I think some of these
everyone.
Hopefully.
Hi, friends.
Can you see them? Can you see people coming on?
If I look at Instagram.
I got Kathy, then there's...
Yeah, Karen. I'm just going to mute it.
2 Karens.
Hi, everyone.
Look at that. Cool. All right. I'm so excited, guys, because this edition of Yarn and Tea, you don't have to hear me talk all the time because I've got Irina Shaar here with us. And Irina is, I guess I know her mostly from Fiberchats. And,
right.
But I've been exposed to her even more with the pattern that she just came out with that I'm knitting with Keith's yarn. And I am super excited. But you and I met at H&H.
Right.
And I sat at your table, and that was a lot of fun. And that's when I joined your Facebook group. And I love seeing all the things that are going on in that. I picked up a few ideas and so forth watching it, and that's kind of cool. But thanks for coming. And everybody knows that I have 2 big dogs that come on with their
doggies.
So today is unfortunately pickup day for the trash, so
they're excited.
Oh yeah, the one's howling now, so it's going to be good. Anyway, so tell us about yourself. I know a lot of people are going to know you exactly, but about Fiberchats, was that your first dive into to the fiber world as far as expanding out, or were you designing before then?
No. My designing is like very recent. So I started with Fiberchats, and it was born on Instagram because one day I was like scrolling through Instagram and I thought, there is all these people that I follow that follow me, but I don't really know much about them. And wouldn't it be cool to get to know them a little bit more? So I asked one person if she would be interested, and she panicked a little bit. And then I had a conversation with another guy, Josh from the Fiber Company, and I was like, what do you think about us going live on Instagram? And I'll just ask you some questions. And he was like, let me just finish my cake and we can do it. So mind you, I had no idea how to start live on Instagram. So it was all like very, we were both
you winged it.
Yeah. So and then the lady that I asked second was Alison Randall. She was like, you know what? I saw how you do it. Let's do it tomorrow. So that's how the idea of Fiberchats was born. But I did probably like about 10 lives on Instagram before my oldest son came home, and he was looking at it. He's like, listen, it's all very cute what you're trying to do here, but I think you're on the wrong platform. I think you need a YouTube channel because nobody's watching lives for that long on Instagram. So that's how the idea of YouTube channel was born. And then my youngest child, who was like 14 or 15 at the time, he taught me how to edit videos. And I was like, but how do you know that? And he's like, it's very intuitive. I was like, not to me, it's not. So it was all like very big learning curve for me. And mind you, like I'm an engineer. I never interviewed people ever. So even learning how to interview was, also a learning curve. But it came sort of from the place of curiosity because I wanted to know how they think, how they design, how the ideas come up, how what trouble and turbulence are there in their lives, So it was very interesting for me. And at this point, there is, I think, 349 interviews on Fiberchats. So
now, when did this start? How
I
far?
started this June. It's going to be 5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. And
And at
how
the
often
same,
do you do them?
well, I used to do like 3 a week. Now it's like more like once or twice a week. But
Okay. Okay.
it's been, you know,
That's still a lot.
it's a lot. Yeah.
And you edit the videos and all of those?
Yeah, I'm a one-woman show, so I do
You are
everything
awesome.
myself.
I'm in the same boat you are. I started about, I guess this will be my 7th year in September, but I knew nothing. And like you said,
Right.
how to do anything. And I still don't know how to do a lot of things that,
Oh, same.
but it's just like, and if they change it, then I'm in trouble. So, and
Right.
that happens quite often. So,
Right.
but I love it that your sons felt that need.
Yeah, they're biggest supporters. So they sometimes even, you know, sometimes all my 3 kids model for me. Occasionally they humor me. Unfortunately, now none of them lives at home, so it's a rare treat. But sometimes
Well, I have a son that did the same thing. So he's always telling me, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm going, why don't you just come do it for me? Because it's easier for you to do it than me to figure it out. So anyway,
right.
But then you started designing. So how new is that? You said it
That's relatively new. I think it started a year and a half or 2 years. It's about 2 years now.
Okay.
So the first, I call myself a very reluctant designer. Like I'm still not comfortable announcing to the world that I design. So the first design I've done, it was like very accidental. So a friend of mine, Bridget from Cowgirl Blues, she came to visit to Boston and she brought me a few skeins of beautiful yarn. And they lay on my desk for quite a while. And then one day I knew that I'm going to see her at H&H. And I was like, I'm just going to make her a shawl out of her yarn. Wouldn't that be cool? So I just improvised the shawl and I came to H&H very pleased with myself. So Bridget, gave her the shawl and I was like, here, I made you a shawl. And she's like, no, you can't do that. You have to write the pattern. And I was like, no, like, why? And she's like, because everybody's going to be asking me, what's this pattern? And I was like, nobody's going to ask. And then the next day at H&H, every single person who came to her booth was like, what's that pattern? She's like, you see? So I came home, I wrote the pattern and I called it Sweet Surrender because I didn't want to become a designer, but it was sort of surrendering into the world of design. And then Jorge Locatelli was very kind to be my first model for my first show.
Oh,
so that was lovely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know all the big stars.
I know a lot of people. And, you know, the funny part that the more people I know, the more you realize they just people like you and I, and a lot of them are super nice and they more than willing to help and share their knowledge. So a lot of designers were helping me along the line to like how to upload the pattern on Ravelry, how, you know, like all those things. So
oh yeah, that's a whole nother set of
yeah. It's
rules.
I'm still, and Ravelry and I are not best friends, so like I'm still learning.
Well, you were telling me that the latest Spank lines, which guys, I've got mine up here. It's not finished yet.
It's beautiful. I love that yarn. This is Keith, the yarn snob yarn.
Yes.
I made one in red and he might have snatched it from me. Is
that what it was? I thought he made that one, but you made that.
I made it. I brought it to Vogue to show him and he took some pictures and that was the last I've seen of that show. But it looks really good on him. So
yeah, Keith can do that. So, but I love that yarn too. And it wasn't until I saw that red one that I said that I was going to try that yarn. I wasn't sure what my folks would like. But I went to Chattanooga and sold a lot of that yarn. And
it's really spectacular, especially with, not especially with the show because it's mine, but like this show like showcases this yarn beautifully because the special stitch that's used in that shawl is small enough and those sparkles just add so much, you know.
And it's very small sequins, so
right.
I couldn't tell it till I got it, but I really love it. But it was your pattern and that stitch. When I saw that the red come up and I saw that strange stitch that looked like could be. I just never seen a knit stitch like that.
Right. It has like this almost 3D quality to that. Like
Yes.
it's sort of like, it looks like, it reminds me of Beehive a little bit, like those. It's hard to see from here.
I'm gonna try to, let me see. I just put, watch it fall down.
Let's not lose all the stitches.
Yes, let's not do everything. But I wanted to just show it if they could see it up close. How that.
Yeah, it's the netting. So I have a friend, Jane. She might be watching it. So Jane, when she saw this shawl, she said, like I don't love yarn overs. And I said, Jane, would you believe there is not a single yarn over in this net? So the entire net is actually so easy to make. So I filmed a special video for it that's in the pattern. It's also on my YouTube channel if you're just curious about the stitch. And it's like one of those things that you can actually need watching Netflix. So
Yeah,
perfect traveling.
But you have to learn the stitch.
Right. It gave you a little bit trouble because you were wrapping your yarn over the other way.
I laugh at that, and I've told a couple of people that you would think by now I would know what counterclockwise was.
No, the funny part was that when you sent me a video of you knitting it, and you're like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, and you demonstrated and you said counterclockwise, but you were doing it clockwise, and I was like, no, like you're saying it the right way.
And I think what threw me was you.
Right, because I'm a combination. I'm a combination continental.
And so I was doing it the same way I thought anyway. So guys, just remember, make sure you know what counterclockwise is. And then once you do that, you don't even have to look at the pattern. It's intuitive, as your son would say.
Right. And it's also like there is a lace panel, but the lace panels repeat is so easy to memorize in this specific pattern, because it's like really very geometrical, and it's like sort of makes sense where it goes next. So once you need the first repeat, you sort of don't have to look at the chart again. And for people who hate charts, there are written instructions as well.
That's right. And
the funny part, like I love test knitting for other people. Mm-hmm. I mean, there have been years when I did like 30 test knits in 1 year. Mm-hmm. And I noticed a lot of things that people complain about. And one of those things, usually charts, like there's definitely two camps, like people who love charts and people who hate charts. So from the first pattern, I decided that all my patterns going to have both,
Good.
Written and charted.
I'm the one that likes the written. And unless it's mosaic, I've been able to do that. But for some reason, my eyes going back and forth, I can remember it when I see it written. I don't know, but that's an acquired taste, and you can learn it, and you can get better with it. But it just takes a little bit of time. So, well, I understand you're taking some folks to Switzerland next week.
Yeah, we're going next week, so it's going to be exciting. We're going to visit Swiss Yarn Festival, but we're also doing some traveling in Zurich. We're going to even Germany. We're crossing the border for like a little bit. We're going to make chocolates. We're going to have fondue party. It's going to be super excited. We're visiting some farm where they're dyeing yarn from that farm, so I'm super excited.
And what do you I think you told me, is it Rowan?
Yeah, we're doing it with Rowan Tree Travel.
Rowing Tree Travel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so you can look that. It's on the. It's
they're everywhere. Yeah, they have a website, Rowan Tree Travel. They also have Instagram accounts. So if you guys interested in all the tours that they're doing over 20 tours a year. Wow. And it's brilliantly organized. There is always like very interesting part of crafting involved, or some fiber adventures involved. I went with them to Sardinia, and it was just absolutely brilliant. It was last October, and we went to local farm. We saw how they make cheese. We went to tapestry museums, and then we got to create our own fair isle work, color work based on the local tapestries. So like we've
Wow.
been taught how to translate the tapestry into knitting, you know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the Swiss Yarn Festivals. It's gonna be fun.
And when and then you've got another big one coming up, right?
The second one I'm doing this year is gonna be in Uzbekistan, and it's a bit of homecoming for me. I haven't been in Uzbekistan since I was 16, but I was actually born there. So it's gonna be very interesting for me because a lot of places that we're going, I've never been there. So I'm going as a complete tourist, but it's also like a lot of childhood memories
Oh,
that
wow.
come. And I did a special design for it. I can't show you yet. It's
I
a little
know,
bit
I
of a
know.
secret. But I did a special design for it based on their local pottery. There is some motif that they use in tiles and architecture and fabrics and pottery. So I used that motif to design something very special for that tour.
Well, I can't wait to see it. And that'll be what, November?
It's going to be early October. Yeah, we're going.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
And how many of those do you do a year? Or just
So
depends?
I just started with them. So this year I'm doing 2, and I'm already working on the next year. It might possibly include Australia and Australian yarn show. So stay tuned for that one.
So
It's
we
in
need
the
to
works.
go up and sign up for their newsletter so that
Yes,
we can find out.
And it's actually the best way because, like, for example, the Uzbekistan tour got sold out in like 2 minutes as soon as it went public. So the newsletter subscribers get the first dibs on signing up for any tours.
Okay,
So
that's a good way
highly
to go.
recommend to sign up for their newsletter.
Yeah, I see someone on YouTube that says, "Can't wait for Switzerland, Dream Craft Creations." So.
Yeah, this is my friend Debbie. So Debbie and I went to Sardinia together, actually. She came with me. She's from my local area, and we went together to Sardinia and had the best of time there. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So what's next on the horizon for you? You've got some designs in process, or?
Well, right now I'm working on somehow, like, after I was done this design for Uzbekistan, I decided that maybe I should take it a step further, and I'm making a sweater based on the cowl that I already designed. So that's my what's on my needles right now. I don't like. I'm not a disciplined designer. I do designs when they pop into my head, or some like yarn strikes my inspiration to do something with it. So we'll see how that goes. But I have a lot of very interesting interviews lined up. So this Saturday, it's going to be interview with Vincent from Vesuvius Yarns. You probably guys know him, and if you don't,
I know Vincent. He works out of Atlanta. Yes,
right.
Yes,
He's a sweetheart. We've been planning that interview for the past 5 years.
Awesome.
He was one of the first people I asked, but somehow between our schedules that didn't happen until now. So his interview is going to be on Saturday.
At what time?
It's usually Saturday at noon.
Okay.
So that's going to go, his interview is going to be out noon Eastern on Fiberchats on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, and there is like a lot of interesting people who are interviewing now from all different parts of the world. So
amazing.
Stay tuned for that.
Do you go back and have you gone back and interviewed some of your first ones because maybe things have changed and they're doing different things?
There has been a few, not many, but there have been like a handful of people who reached out to me and said, why won't we do, like, where are they now? Because a lot of things changed. So one of those people was Karen Asapir from Okfra Knits, and she just blossomed. Like, when I first interviewed her, she was just starting her design journey, and now she is basically a powerhouse in Kenya. So I love seeing the progress that people make in their journey. I also interviewed Mark and Matt from Skein Machine twice, and actually Mark just won the Best Designer in Australia award, so he might be coming back to Fiberchats.
Oh, wow.
but yeah, there have been a couple of people coming back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, I know that a lot of folks I'm going to make sure they know more and more about, because this pink thing is going to go everywhere. So I'm hoping to have it at Nash Fest and get a lot of Keith's yarn and other yarn. You told me
I made
you've written
actually
it 5 times.
different versions, and I never need something more than twice, and even twice is rare. And this one, somehow it was addictive. The special stitch was really addictive, and I did a lot of traveling, and it's like perfect traveling shawl because you don't really need to keep track of it. You just continue with it. So I made 5, yeah.
Yeah, I intend to make another one too.
This was a prototype. This was from a skein that I had like for 5 years in my stash, and it was polyester from Hobby yarn. But I was like, it's just asking to be something. So that was the first prototype of this show.
It looks great. It looks really good.
Thank you.
Now, what do you like to knit?
I'm a big lace knitter. So
okay.
At that right now, actually, I'm working on a test knit for Paula Kibildes, and she designed this circular Shetland lace shawl. At this point, I'm at 768 stitches per round, so it takes me about half an hour to finish just one round. I have probably another 20, and then it doubles again to 1,500 stitches, and for another section. And then there is a 50 stitch edging that goes all around those 1,500. So it's going to take me a while, but like I'm loving every stitch. And the yarn for it was sent to me by Monique Dreef. And Monique is in Netherlands. And if you guys ever want to like super fine yarn, and I mean super fine yarn, Monique is your girl. So that yarn is 2,800 meters per 100 grams.
Whoa!
Like customer yarn, and I'm knitting it on 2mm needles. So that's what brings me joy. Like that kind of knitting really makes me forget about all the trouble of the universe, you know.
You must be there's no way. So I guess I could see you taking your time and making sure it all lays perfectly. Or are you a fast knitter?
It's not about being a fast knitter. It's honestly like it's all the same, right? Like if you knit with worsted weight or you knit with gossamer, it's the same exact stitches, the same exact movements. It just a little patience and a little attention, or a lot of attention. And like I'm slow knitter because I keep stopping and like just stretching it and admiring the lace. So that's like probably half of the time is spent on just like making sure that everything is aligned, and it's like and just
how often do you
it.
stretch it and you see something you did wrong, or you don't do anything?
I mean, at this point, I usually spot my mistakes relatively quickly. It's
okay,
not,
good.
It's usually not like 30 rows down. It's usually like 5 stitches after, you know, so.
That's a good way to do it.
Right.
No, no, I would be in a mess. And
I mean, there's different types of knitters. There are knitters who love making socks. I've only in my life made 1 pair of socks. So like I might have done probably like over a dozen of Shetland lace shawls, but I only ever knitted 1 pair of socks, you know? So like it depends on whatever brings you joy. That's what you should knit, you know?
That's exactly right. But that's wonderful. Now, do you show your knitting? Meaning, do you take videos of, or what you're knitting or anything like that? Or is that your private time?
No, I do share a lot of knitting, a lot of like work in progress on Instagram and shorts on YouTube. I also do sometimes tutorials on how I knit, because the way I knit is not very common in the US. So I do combination continental knitting. So if anybody wonders like what it is or thinks I'm twisting every stitch of mine, I have a playlist on Fiberchats on YouTube. That's called Combination Continental, and there are full tutorials explaining stitch orientation, explaining all the techniques. Like you can, even if you don't know how to knit, you can just go and watch it and it's going to make sense.
Wow. Okay. Well,
There
that's
is
what
like all the, yeah, it's like it's all the decreases and how to knit flat, how to knit in a round, like all the information is there. So I keep posting some little tutorials just to spread this technique a little bit because it's so ergonomically friendly. So a lot of people who have arthritis or like some injuries and looking for some other ways of handling the yarn, like that might be very helpful.
Now, where did you pick up this? Is that a standard? And
So
where you're
that's my grandmother was the one who showed me how to knit when I was like 7 or 8. She and I mean just knit and purl. Like I don't think she showed me how to cast on, cast off. I only made one scarf, not even to the end. And then I haven't touched knitting up until 7 years ago. So, but when I started 7 years ago, I saw some videos and it just made most sense because it was sort of like muscle memory. So that was the way for me. So I just started knitting that way. And then I realized that not everybody is knitting that way. So, you know, it's like I can knit English, I can be throwing and like whatever, but like it's just the most comfortable way for me. So I do absolutely like all my knitting. Yesterday I had a comment on my one of the tutorials saying, yes, that works when I work flat, but like I can't do that in the round. And like that method can be used for 100% of everything you need. Like there is nothing that you can knit in English that you cannot knit in combination continental. It's just another way, you know. It's like multiple ways into heaven. The same thing comes with the knitting. As long as your finished fabric looks the same way, you can do it any way that's comfortable.
Have you ever taught a class in it? I mean,
I taught a class online on combination continental. I'm not like I don't love teaching. I probably can. I just like it's not really my passion to teach. So I leave it to professionals out there.
Well, I think that's kind of nice that you have it on your YouTube, and I'd love to go because, like I said, I knew it wasn't continental. I mean, when I was watching you, and I thought it's not something's different. So I'm gonna have to go and look.
I stand by the fact that combination continental purl is the easiest purl on the planet. I got a lot of this is like the hot take. A lot of people disagree with me, but like I stand by that opinion.
I will have to check it out then for sure. So, well, I'm going to post on, put everybody, all your
information.
Yes, info and all that. See, I'm having a moment here. I call them my senior moments. But anyway, but what is there anything else that you'd like folks to know that maybe you haven't told us yet?
If you ever want to be a guest of my channel, you have an open invitation.
You're
so
sweetheart.
There we go.
I have nothing more than my bus, but you know what? I would love to. It would be
I'm
fun.
sure people would love to know the story of how your bus became a yarn bus.
and I can show it off. She's a sweetheart, but her name is Pearl. So, you know, but she's been with me. We'll be busy in April. We've got 3 different places we're going. So are you going to any events? That's one thing
I'm gonna see you at Nashville.
Yay! So that will be done. So
that's gonna be my first time there. So
wonderful. I've heard a lot of folks are coming that I didn't think. So that's going to be great. Well, we'll be at the very end on there'll be 2 trucks. So me and Yarnbergs. So we'll both be there. Oh, I can't wait.
I'll come. I'll find you.
Yes. So that's great. Well, Irina, thank you so much for today.
My pleasure.
I've learned quite a bit, and I'm just excited to be able to have you and honored. So I will see you in Nashville, and I will make sure I put everyone's all your info, even the travel and so forth, on this YouTube. And maybe I need to borrow your sons to help me edit things, but teach me. But anyway, but I thank you so much, and have a wonderful trip to Switzerland, and take lots of pictures.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Bye, Irina. Thank you.